Football is the home of Super Bowl 57. And this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chargers and the reigning Super Bowl champs. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion LA Chargers taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Football Team. The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Gibson on the read option. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st down, Powell. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Off-play action. Powell rolling to his right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down. On the counter, Gibson pushes him over. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Powell. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 32-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they'll go to the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
7 brings up 2nd and 3.
A handoff for Gibson. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. They'll run with Gibson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. His throw complete right side to the tight end Parham. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And he's got this down to the 35. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Here's Herbert. And that's complete to Trey McKitty, the tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Running on first down, Eckler. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen from 21 yards away. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Howell. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you can do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Howell. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Howell. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw. Howell escaping the pressure right. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. They'll run with Gibson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Back to throw. Howell. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. De'Ami Brown there to make the grab. And Washington has taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Washington 14, Chargers 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, didn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Buying time to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Herbert now. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. Walker showing and he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison of the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended. That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall him on. What a play here. Another pick 6 in the Super Bowl. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. The 20. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Green brings it in. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Howell. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These 2 teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone, as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Flush to his right. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Sliding out of the pocket. And that will be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And taken right at the 35. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down, there's the option going left. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Joey Bosa, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Howell. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Now a throw here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So potentially... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Following the fumble recovery, Howell. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. Touchdown! Antonio Gibson, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. This is swung out to Eckler. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He finds his target, Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Herbert throwing again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And the Chargers are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
That's another Chargers. First and goal at the 7.
Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Chargers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for two. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it.
And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
They'll go again with Gibson.
He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
63 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
They go play action here on first down. Slings this deep for McLaurin. This is caught at the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A huge play there for Washington. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Here's a give to Gibson.
And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. From the gun, Powell.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the 50, here's Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Chase Young.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
On 1st down, Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Oh, nice move. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
93 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
They'll try and throw for it. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. And one of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago is starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's going to let it fly. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And the worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
They'll buy some time right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Read it well, and it's picked. And the Chargers are right back in this football game. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Big Sebastian Joseph Day there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once more, Gibson. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
And the kings of the Super Bowl are the Washington football team. They win it, and they will once again possess the Lombardi Trophy. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that